Hey everybody, it's Steve here, and welcome to Metroid. This is going to be the next game that I'm going to be playing through. I know I kind of tampered with the idea of doing Mario 2, but I'll get to that later. For right now, it's all about Metroid. As with most of the games, they don't give you a lot of backstory. It simply says here, defeat the Metroid of the planet Zebeth and destroy the Mother Brain, the mechanical life vein. And that's basically it. That's all they tell you, except for what's in the instruction manual. I'll get into kind of the general plot of the game as we go along. But, I don't know, let's just get started. You play the game as Bounty Hunter, Samus Aran. So you're a jump and shoot kind of game. The first thing right off the bat that kind of distinguishes this from other games at the time is that in order to proceed from the beginning, you have to not move right, but move left. And that's kind of something that was different at the time for a side-scrolling game to scroll left instead of right. That item that I just picked up is obviously the first item of the game. It is the morph ball. It allows Samus to roll into a ball, basically, like I just had to get through that corridor. I guess, gosh, there's going to be a lot to talk about with this game. I should never run out of things to talk about, basically. I guess your character, Samus Aran, is kind of shrouded in mystery, really. More would be revealed in later games in the Metroid series, but for right now, we're simply a bounty hunter. I guess the one thing that I have to say right off the bat, I don't know if it's really a spoiler or not, and I hope I don't ruin anything for anybody who hasn't played the game before, but this is one that I have to do simply because I'm going to slip up sooner or later. I'm going to say the wrong thing. Samus is in fact a woman. There, I said it. I got it out of the way. When you complete the game, the big surprise ending is that this character, under this, this suit and this armor and these weapons, is actually a woman. And at the time, that was kind of big. Women in games at the time were simply the damsels in distress. They were the princesses who got kidnapped and had to wait around to be rescued by somebody. So Samus is really one of the first strong female characters in a video game that I can really think of, because this is before like Lara Croft in Tomb Raider and all that. There are those who probably, had a problem with the fact that she was a woman. Mostly, obviously, video games are kind of targeted at guys, and for a guy to be playing a game as a woman, but not me. That doesn't bother me. I don't care about that. Because yes, Samus is a woman, but she's a badass, tougher than nails chick, and that's all to the good. In addition to the scrolling left and right, obviously it scrolls up and down as well. So I guess another thing I can mention is the world of this game. This planet that you're on is just huge. It's very vast. It's very easy to get lost, and I fully admit to having to pull up a map, and I spent some time actually planning out my route through this game, because it's been a while, and the planet is just enormous, and it's very easy to get lost in it, because a lot of the corridors can tend to look the same after a while. Our next objective, obviously the first objective was to get the morph ball, which is right there at the beginning. We got that. The next thing that we're going to need are some missiles. You can see the blue doors that I'm going through. There's also red doors, and those doors require missiles in order to open. So we're not going to get too far without missiles. There are numerous missile packs in the game. I'm going to do my best to collect all of them. I say do my best because there is one that I'm thinking of that is just a real pain in the ass to get to, and I'll try, but I might get all but one of them, basically, is what I'm saying. Once we get the missiles, our next objective will be to pick up the long-range beam. Obviously, as you can see, when I'm shooting, that the range on the bullets of Samus's gun, there's the missile pack right there. If I could just get up to it. The range on her gun right now is pretty short, and that's just unacceptable. So we're going to get an upgrade that will allow our gun to shoot farther. And we got our missiles, and we can go head off in search of the long-range beam. Those little purple dots that are being dropped by enemies, those are energy pellets. And obviously now that we've acquired missiles, we will some enemies will randomly drop those as well. You're going to want to make sure that you've got 5 missiles on you at all times. It's really easy to forget, and you're going to end up at a red door and with no missiles. So make sure you've always got at least 5 of them on you at all times, which will be easier to do later in the game. But for right now, when all you've got is 5, you know, you're going to make sure that you've got them. There's a lot of backtracking involved in this game. You're going to be up, down, around this entire planet numerous times in an attempt to get all the items and defeat the enemies within. I guess the next thing to discuss would be the plot. Basically, the gist of it is that there is a creature called the Metroid, obviously, that basically wiped out an entire planet, and it was captured by you know, the Galaxy Federation, the good guys basically. The space pirates, who would be the bad guys in this game, even though they never appear, have stolen the Metroid and are allowing it to reproduce. And I guess their goal is basically to have an army of Metroids that can, you know, wipe out entire planets at will. This is the space pirates' secret Metroid fortress, and they have sent Samus, who is a bounty hunter, in to this planet alone in order to defeat the Metroids and defeat the 3 bosses in the game are Kraid, Ridley, and Mother Brain. Here we have the long beam. As you can see, I had to use the missiles to open the red door. And in these little kind of treasure room type areas is where you're going to find your weapon and armor upgrades. And as soon as I get out in the open here, you'll be able to see that you know, that now my gun shoots much farther than it did before. So we're on our way. There's all kinds of spiffy upgrades, as you'll see as we go through this game. This game's has a really lonely kind of feel to it, kind of a claustrophobic. As big as the world is, it still kind of has like a claustrophobic feel to it for me. It's kind of a place that you wouldn't want to spend too much time in, so you find yourself kind of hurrying as you play a little bit to find your way out. Some of the music in this particular this area of the planet is known as I've always called it Brinstar. There are those who will call it Brinstar. I admit that some of the pronunciations of names and enemies and whatnot are open to interpretation as far as I'm concerned. I've always said Brinstar. So that's where we are right now. The music here is kind of a heroic. It's kind of got a little upbeat, which helps with the kind of lonely feeling of the game. In other areas, the music will really fit that lonely feeling all too well. The parts on these videos are going to be longer than what I did obviously for games like Mega Man and Mario, because there's no real levels to this game. You're just thrust into this wide open, huge planet, to fend for yourself, and so I'm probably going to push the whole time limit as far as I possibly can, just to do this in as short amount of videos as possible. It's probably going to take like about 15 or so. But anyways, I've been rambling. I forgot to even mention that the next thing we were going to go after was an energy tank, and there you have it. There it is right there. Energy tanks, obviously. Once your health reaches 0, the energy tank kicks in and saves you from dying, basically. It gives you another 99 points of health. Again, there's multiple energy tanks in the game. you can only have up to, I believe it's 6. I think there's like 8 in the game, but you can only have 6, you know, equipped at one time. But I'll still probably show you where they all are, just for the sake of completion. Here's another hidden treasure room. This time we're going to be going after the morph ball bombs. This will allow Samus, when in ball form, to plant up to 3 bombs, which we'll be using to blast through floors and walls and whatnot. All kinds of goodies. So use your missiles to open up the red door, and we're going to grab the bombs, and that's probably going to be it for this part. Thanks to everyone who's watching, and have a good day, and we'll see you next time on part 2 of Metroid.